teams actually bring a whole bunch of aggression, and the biggest thing is going to be Azubu Frost's adjustment, because they just went through the most passive, slow-playing team in the entire tournament in CLG EU, and TPA, when they had their games against Moscow 5 and they won, 5 turrets down, 6 turrets down by 21 minutes. It's a total change of mindset for Azubu Frost because they have to match TPA's aggression and fast push, and they really have much more adjusting to do to this matchup from the last one.
All right, so we're going to see just how those styles just match up there. As you said, they're both aggression. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. We're going to kick it back to you guys just a few minutes as we get this pregame underway, as the players get ready, and as we get ready to find out who deserves to be crowned world champion. So, Riv, you know, what are you thinking 3-2 or 3-1? I don't want to ask who's going to win, but what do you think the score is going to be? Like, how many games is going to go?
I definitely think it's going to go to the 5 games. Obviously 3-2 in different way. Can't be 4-1, so we're going to have that 3-2 coming out unless we get the crazy prediction from the crowd earlier that it was going to be a 2-1. That could be intense.
Could be. Could be pretty interesting. All right, me as well, I think I'm looking forward. I'm really hoping, actually, for a 5-game series in general. We had both semis go super close on both hands. Hopefully the grand finals is super close as well.
This is going to be an amazing match. Azubu Frost really coming in here, like I said, with that throw the team out of their comfort zone strategy with one of the biggest champion pools that any team is going to have. Taipei Assassins, individually, as Snoopy said, their team is absolutely amazing. So those teams now coming together are going to be huge.
All right, so we got match after hacking behind us. We've got special prizes in store. Or, sorry, special surprises in store. I think we want to reveal a little something to you guys.
There we go, guys. Reveal the Summoners Cup for the first time ever. In just a few moments as the match is about to start.
What we got?
The arena's going crazy, guys. The time has finally come. Is everybody in the crowd ready? The League of Legends Season 2 World Finals begins right now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official start of the Season 2 World Finals. I am D-Man, and here with me is Jat. And Jat, that was amazing.
That was incredible. That piece we just saw was a collaboration between Hollywood Scoring and Riot Games, and actually, the lyrics in that were a Latin verse for a battle between Demacia and Noxus. So whoever wants to go out and translate that, be our guest, because it is awesome.
And it is that awesome that we're going to allow you to download that. It will be completely available for free, that full score. An absolutely fantastic start. Jat, we are moving into the World Final, and, well, what a season it has been. We started off the preseason at Intel Extreme Masters, Gamescom 2011. Obviously, we traveled across the world with the Intel Extreme Masters. We had IPLs, we've had MLGs, we've had OGNs. 2 seasons, the spring and summer, saw Azubu Frost rise to dominance in that. And really, these teams have traveled the world. They've grown to know each other. What a fantastic season it has been.
And these teams have been through so much. I know Azubu Frost has played to thousands of people before, so I wonder if they're going to be able to live up to the energy in this room, because just sitting here and listening to that music and just watching the energy in here, my heart is just already pounding, and we haven't even started the games yet, so I can only imagine what the players are feeling right now.
I only hope that transmitted just how awesome that was at home, guys, because I've sat and watched that performance probably about 5 times in practice, and I just stayed there every time. It's like, I want to watch this. I watched it in the truck, and then I was like, I want to watch this live. I watched these guys practicing while everybody in this venue, you were snaking around the venue, queuing up. You know, my hat's off to you guys sitting in the sun. A lot of people came in early. Of course, there's a small thing called the Shuttle Endeavour coming next door, which has caused a few problems, I believe, for people. But honestly, this match, you know, the build-up, the hype, we've seen the players sat there. We've seen them, they've watched this whole build-up. How do you deal with the pressure and the nerves coming into this match?
So much of this is going to just be about playing the game. They can't actually realize where they are, what's on the line, and they have to focus entirely on their little box and just remember they're here to play League of Legends. You have to put everything else aside. Easier said than done, obviously, but they really just have to focus on playing their games and using their strategies.
Yeah, and honestly, these 2 teams, they've come through. So we saw TPA Assassins join it in the quarterfinals. They were one of the #1 seeds. Azubu Frost were one of the #1 seeds, but had to go through the group stage. Do you feel they're just going to feel, you know, we deserve that spot, we should be there? But honestly, these 2 teams, who's had the biggest advantage? Have they had that advantage coming in from the quarterfinals? Or is Azubu Frost having that big, long day 1 really giving them that advantage?
Just going all the way back to day 1, Azubu Frost, they lost out on the 5 regional winners drawings, and they were the ones who got stuck in the group stage. And they proved pretty much that they're one of the best, obviously. They should have been drawn into the quarterfinals in their minds and crushed the group stage, beat up on solo mid, and then they had that close 3-game set in the semifinals. And it's, for them, vindication. They've been here before. They've had so much back and forth. That's the 2nd time they've beaten CLG EU in a best of series. It was best of 3 and best of 5 previously. And we talked about it in the pregame, but there is a big adjustment period for them because the aggression that comes out from TPA Assassins is completely unmatched by almost any team in this tournament. 21 minutes and 5 turrets down, 21 minutes and 6 turrets down in games 2 and 3 against Moscow 5. And there is that David and Goliath matchup, so TPA Assassins did just beat Moscow 5, who many considered the favorites in this tournament. Whether that's going to be a letdown, whether they think they've already beaten the best team or not, needs to get out of their minds because this is the biggest game of their lives. Azubu Frost is the best team in the tournament for them that they've faced yet. That has to be their mindset. They need to know to step up their game for this finals.
Absolutely, and of course, Azubu Frost coming into this with that massive game experience, you know, the fact that they've played in front of huge crowds already. TPA Assassins, you could argue, in their regional qualifiers also had a very big crowd. I'm sure everybody has seen the screenshots, the pictures that were taken in Taipei, and it was just fantastic. So really, with that mindset, I mean, with this crowd, the size of the crowd, the fact that the crowd is probably going to get behind one team or another, I don't know how split they are really, we'll find out shortly, I'm sure, but you know, if you suddenly find out you're the favorite, you're unexpected, or you know, the crowd are really getting behind you, screaming your name, how does that affect you when you're sat either in game or something, making big plays?
Snoopy was talking about this earlier, being a fan favorite, and it really feeds their energy, and I think if I had to guess, the crowd favorite here is going to be the TPA Assassins. It's an underdog story. People put power rankings out before this tournament. Who do you think has a chance? They were ranked 10th, they were ranked 6th. they've proven to the world that they deserve to be there. And really, it does seem like they have a lot of fans and followers behind them. And in between games, if they do fall back a match, they need to re-pick up that nothing-to-lose attitude that they picked up in the semifinals. They got crushed that first one against Moscow 5, and then they came back strong. They stormed. They were aggressive. They invaded the jungle. They pushed turrets. And they have to have that really from game one, but it might take a loss to get them into that mode.
And I'm going to throw a completely different slant on this. All the pro players are sat there. How jealous do you think they are right now?
Pretty jealous, I'd have to say. I'm a little jealous of the teams up there.
Jealous.
The amount that they stand to gain off of this match, not only through the fame, but also through just actual dollars. $200,000 a player if you split up the million.
That's
Even
not bad.
second place is $250,000. And obviously the accolades and the carryover into Season 3, which is going to be even larger than this. These guys, absolutely ready to go, I think.
Absolutely ready to go, but how do you bottle that up? I mean, we've come up to the stage. I think we're probably about 5 minutes away from the beginning of this game. All them practice hours. I mean, we don't even know who these guys were practicing with. It was that secretive. They literally had the doors closed. I can only guess Azubu Frost had Azubu Blaze up through the early hours of the morning practicing with them.
And that's what they did so much of, even during OGN Summer. They were actually the team that scrimmed everyone else, and then they would exclusively scrim with Azubu Blaze. Turned out making them a better team in the end, but they've practiced against pretty much everyone, and in this, they have that Azubu family in a lot of senses, and they must have been practicing against Blaze because they are ready to go. And then Taipei Assassins, CLG EU was a very good practice partner for them, and who better to give them scouting advice than a team that's taken multiple games from them and had to play them in the semifinals. So both of these teams, even though they've tried to be secretive, have ways of scouting each other, and this match is going to be insane.
It is going to be insane. Ladies and gentlemen, let's head over to the main stage and join Rachel and DJ Wheat to get the World Finals underway.
Introducing the first of our World Final teams. Shrugging off a group stage draw, they have stormed through a tournament so far. They blitzed through the first 2 days with 5 victories and 0 losses. And they took down CLG EU in a heart-pounding epic semifinals match. They are the reigning champions of Korea's OGN Champions League. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Azubu Frost.